Well, in a stunning moment, the same day that Newark Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested for protesting at an ICE facility, Trump advisor Stephen Miller says that the Trump administration is actively looking at suspending habeas corpus. This is another way for saying they are looking at formally suspending due process. When are we ready to call it what it is? Fascism. This is a chilling moment. It should have stopped the country cold with 24/7 reporting about this. Top Trump advisor Stephen Miller says out loud, they are indeed considering the suspension of habeas corpus. Take a listen to this.
Well, the Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not.
If we do not like what the courts decide through a constitutionally and legally protected process of the judiciary, if we just don't like the outcome, not the process, but the outcome, then we will look at saying that there is an invasion that justifies the suspension of habeas corpus. So let me connect the dots here, because again, this happened on the same day that Newark Mayor Ras Baraka was arrested for protesting at an ICE facility. Sitting mayor speaks out against federal policy, gets arrested. White House publicly explores the end of due process. This is not campaign rhetoric about, oh, they have fascist ideas. This would be a form of fascism. Understand what habeas corpus is. It's not obscure legal trivia. It's the right to say, why am I being detained? It's the mechanism that forces the government to have to justify arrests in court. It's a line between a democracy and a police state. And Stephen Miller goes, yeah, I don't know. If we don't like the outcome of some of these court decisions, we might do it. We might suspend it. And what that means is that you can be arrested with no hearing and no lawyer and no trial. You just kind of are vanished into a system with no exit. Under the Constitution, habeas corpus can only be suspended in cases of rebellion or invasion. And what Stephen Miller is doing is he is saying immigration is an invasion. And then that makes them be able to pretend that suspending habeas corpus would be legal. It's a workaround. It's a pretext. And they're testing it in public. So the way that the playbook will work is you say, we have an invasion. Because of the invasion, the courts are too slow. They've already started this when they go, you're saying hearings for millions of undocumented before we deport them? That's not practical. That's not convenient. We just don't have the resources to do that. Public safety is more important than giving hearings to the people we're going to deport. And then like that, entire groups of people can be detained indefinitely. You don't have to charge them. You don't have to explain it. You just say it's an invasion and we have legally suspended habeas corpus. This is how totalitarian governments justify mass detentions. And if you think it's hyperbolic, just remember, Trump has proposed mass deportation forces. He's already deployed the military the National Guard to the border. He said some of these immigrants aren't really people. These are animals. They poison the blood of the country. His closest advisor is saying we might strip habeas corpus. He's talking about deporting citizens. They have deported some. They are not even hiding it anymore. And the timing couldn't be clearer as we see Mayor Ras Baraka arrested for protesting outside an ICE facility the same day the announcement was made. So it's not, the symbolism, if you don't look at this and see the direction that this is going, I don't know what to tell you. You protest the machinery of state violence and you end up getting swept up in it. So it's happening. It's happening in real time. We don't have to say they might do this. They are laying the legal groundwork for a system where they can jail anybody that they declare a threat without a trial, without right to an appeal, and without due process. And it starts with immigrants, but why would it end there? Once you make it normal that this is a country where, because we have this emergency, people get detained without a trial, without due process, you can start applying it to others. You can apply it to elected officials like Ras Baraka, who you don't like. You can apply it to journalists. You can apply it to protesters and union leaders and whoever else you want, because the logic of authoritarianism is always, they don't deserve rights, so we don't owe them any. Oh, a right is a right. It's not a privilege. except if someone doesn't deserve it. And if they don't deserve it by their actions or by what they think or by what they've said or because they're part of a group that we've determined is a problematic group, we don't owe rights to people that haven't earned them, which of course is not the way that rights work. And once that logic is in place, every single political enemy is fair game. Independent media creators that they don't like, of course. Protesters that they don't like, of course. People that just post to social media, things that they don't like, who have large followings, of course they are. And what is even more stunning is that there's a Republican senator who is opening up the door to this in what many are saying is one half step towards civil war. I want to talk about that tragically. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. It's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the Echo Machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.